And we're back!
Hey!
Oh!
It's the end!
What
To the moon!
we've learned from To the Moon is that
the real moon was the friends we made along the way.
what's her name? What's her name?
River.
River is a jerk.
What?
River is a jerk?
Not River. What's her name? Your character, Sam.
Ava.
No,
Ava is a jerk.
no, it's your character who's the jerk.
Yeah, it's Ava, Rosaline, and Neil Watts.
I'm the jerk.
Yep.
I'm the jerk. Okay, Bella.
Stop,
Oh
Kingston.
my god.
No one asked you.
At some point, we'll just have to make a video explaining, like, okay, this is Bella and this is Kingston. They're from the game that we play.
Alan, when he releases his game, needs to talk to the Moon people and be like, so.
I just go to Freebird Games and go like, so, I have an apology to make.
And me and DJ have never seen this game, so we wouldn't have known.
No, that's the best part.
I know you guys didn't know when you were making your characters. Somebody else really needs to take this because I had to be Johnny.
Oh, wait, who?
It's just some random person.
Please wait here. Someone will come and show you around shortly.
How pathetic. All this trouble just for some girl. That's what I thought you'd say, Neil.
How pathetic. All this trouble just for some girl.
There you go. Good to have you back.
Whoa. Yeah.
We don't have the time to just stare at him.
Okay, I need a memory.
His backpack?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, the backpack would count, wouldn't it? Nope.
What?
Some of us didn't just take away the one thing making him happy.
Shut up, Kingston!
Oh my gosh,
What?
you guys let the Kingston and Bella go.
Never!
I am your GM and I will make you pay.
So, it's been a week. 2 weeks, actually, I think. Yes, it's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But literally when I watched that scene, I wasn't crying. I was just, mad. I was just like...
Maybe his book?
I'm literally checking everything right now. Maybe... Nope. There's even a person there, too.
I thought for sure it'd be...
There we go. To the Moon. The story about a lame duck's attempt to become an astronaut. A novel by Joey Wyles.
Hey, blood,
I can't believe this crap actually sold.
This isn't the real world, Neil.
Yeah, well, you took away the real world's memories, so...
Shut up.
Okay, we need 4 bars that time.
Is it me, or is this elevator? Aww. Or is this elevator smaller on the inside?
Oh my god.
Yay! That's a cute nerd reference. I'm so happy.
I was watching somebody play Trivia Murder Party 2, and they're like, which doctor has a long scar that you just want to strangle him with? And I'm like, it's the fourth. It's the fourth. The guy I was watching didn't know that. I'm like, you don't have to watch Doctor Who to know that the fourth Doctor has that long-ass scar.
Yeah, that's just pop culture.
I know nothing about Doctor Who, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's fair.
Alan, okay, so Sam, you're gonna come to Carbondale. We're gonna lock Alan in a chair, and we're gonna...
I've mentioned I'm not a big sci-fi fan, so I'm fine.
We're gonna lock him in a chair.
But there's some creepy episodes.
There actually are some horror episodes.
Weeping Angels, my biggest fear. This is a mission control. Yeah. Weeping Angels, I hate the fucking Weeping Angel. There's not much going on now, but you'll see it live one day.
I half expected to see Zordon on the screen.
Power Rangers! It's not here.
What?
Let's just go.
It's almost like you have a plan or something.
Little me.
So you think last century's moon landing was...
Let's not, Neil. Let's not. I got to meet 2 of the original Power Rangers.
What?
Yeah! The guy who played Billy and the guy who played Zach.
Nice.
Your records are excellent, but we'll have to monitor your stats closely in the coming sessions.
Johnny doesn't really say much at all, it appears.
Oh, look, he's now there.
Because this never actually happened.
And here's the centrifuge. If you're lucky, you'll learn to hate it one day.
Ah, yes. The spinny thingy.
It's not here either.
I love how Dr. Watts is making a bunch of random nerd references.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
Come on, we don't have long left. So confused, he's like, where'd you look?
He's pissed, and his default for pissed is nerd references. I like
I
him.
hope the real NASA has bigger elevators. Yes, I do too appreciate the nerd references. The shuttle's still under heavy maintenance. We may only view it from here for now. Oh, this isn't good. Perhaps there's somewhere we missed.
You need to work on your communication skills. Whoa.
Yeah.
You know what's the best part of it?
What?
The very top and bottom of the shuttle.
I'd have to agree.
Oh, how I pity anyone who can't see those particular parts.
Indeed, especially its nose at the top. This is. When maintenance finishes, when maintenance finishes, it probably won't look the same.
Yeah, now's the only time.
And now we can go to that one room.
Mm-hmm. Rosaline and Watts sometimes can be jerks.
Yep.
We were both, we weren't being jerks, we were cracking sex jokes about a rocket. So, you know.
No, that's not
I didn't know that was
It was
going
a joke
on.
about the fact that we couldn't see it, literally, in the real world.
Oh, well.
I don't know how you got a sex joke out of that.
The top and bottom of a rocket? Come on!
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
How are Hannah and I the dirty-minded ones?
I don't know.
I wonder if the real NASA looks like this.
Probably not. It's constructed in part with Johnny's beliefs, after all.
Ah, yes. A wiki of existing facts tainted by personal fairy tales. It's odd, though, to hear birds in Sinon.
Sorry, Neil. I really thought there was a good chance.
What?
And this is the break room. Here's David. He's a mission specialist.
Nice to meet you.
At least he got into NASA, I guess. You think he made it in the end? Made it to the end?
Even if he did, it'd take more than just a few years to become an astronaut.
Let's hurry and find the last link then. I'd hate to miss the finale. What's going on? Are we out of time?
I don't know. And here's our other new recruit. River, right? Good to have you on board. I knew it.
Hello, I'm John.
Whew. I almost thought she was...
Eva. But you deleted her.
No, I told you, I just moved her. What she does with her life here is still up to her. But this new world is based on public data and Johnny's own beliefs. And since River data as an individual is not recorded in the public domain,
It all comes from Johnny. But even then, that merely increases the odds. How were you sure that it'd work?
I wasn't.
It could have gone very badly, you know.
You were never one to take risks, Neil. Let's just say I won this round. We still have 2 spare helmets, right? I think Johnny would appreciate some company.
He wrote it himself, apparently. Rather repetitive, if you ask me, though.
Because it's gay music.
What's it called? To the Moon. I like that name.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Blah blah.
See you again. Oh, there you are. You two should get some rest. Tomorrow's the big day.
I want to be an astronaut too, Dad.
One day, son, you just might.
Not likely, you're not real.
Meh.
I think Morgan would. Nope.
No, Isabelle was actually you, Sam, and Morgan was Nick.
But did you think that they would make it?
Did you?
No.
The way she is. Oh, sorry.
Sam?
Oh, sorry. The way she is, I didn't think she would succeed. I was looking at my pretty cat. But I guess I was wrong.
All the better then, isn't it?
Yes, I'm happy for them.
I think, Hannah, you were
Who's-
Joey, weren't you?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I guess I...
Yeah.
You know, that's my brother in that shuttle.
Wow.
Yep, I once wrote a book about this too. With a less optimistic ending. I might have to change that after all.
I could look at Marvel for hours.
Who's
Lily
I
was
can't remember-
Morgan.
Oh,
Though
okay.
at one point it was Hannah, then we swapped it over to Morgan.
So, do we have a preference?
Ever once.
who's
Hannah,
Lily
you go
again?
Okay,
The mother of the two children, the caretaker of the house.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, I
Hey.
can't see lady.
Hey, Dr. Watts, right? Thank you for letting us in here.
Yeah. Eva's the one who requested it.
Did you find out why he wanted to go to the moon?
Sure.
And what all happened here?
Let's just say it was a bunch of sappy cheese that sorted itself out.
You know, there were quite a few times last night when I thought we lost Johnny. I think he consciously held on to wait for you too.
He's rather patient then.
I just hope it's worth the wait. Go on now. Your colleague's waiting.
Beautiful girl.
Okay, well here's the finale, so don't talk about your cat during the
I-
finale.
I thought this might be a good view.
Good enough to cut off the traffic, eh?
Sure, even if they were real. Well, this is it. All we've worked for. Ready to initiate it? Initiate! Come up here.
Why?
Why not?
You're just gonna push me off the ledge again, aren't you?
Probably. But the view's worth the odds. I see it. Come on.
Because one day, I'm going to befriend one of them.
Aw.
That was cute.
Like, give me 5.
No. You thought I was being a jerk. That was such a cute game.
It's also kind of sad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Because
the
it's
entire premise is about them basically doing end-of-life care, essentially.
Yeah. But they erased his happy memories to make happy memories, right?
Not erased, disconnected. They're still there, they're still being felt, and in that alternate version of his life, they were used to help feed into the new memories that he got.
And they did still give him his wedding and stuff like that.
They still gave him River.
Mm-hmm.
They actually made his later years happier by having River live with him all the way to the end of their days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is actually one of the things that people had an ethical debate about in online discussion boards, because I actually did check that. And yeah, like, was it right for them to erase his memories like that? Because his wish to get to the moon wasn't really to get to the moon, it was just to have River there still.
It was his wish to get to the moon was so that he could
find.
Well, it was his memories got erased, but it was
No,
his
like I said, they were never erased, disconnected.
Yeah, but like when he first met River, I'm saying, right?
Yeah, that was never erased. Even if they gave him all those drugs to try and block the memories, they couldn't be erased. They were just disconnected.
He didn't want to actually go to the moon. He wanted to remember that moment with River.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly.
Which is what bugs me about. I'm still annoyed with Dr. Rosaline for that reason, because
I understand your concern with that, but the problem is if she didn't do it, they'd be held liable for not fulfilling their contract.
Yep.
Here he is.
Thanks. Off you go now. I still can't believe Johnny just willed the house to Lily like that.
huh? Who else was there to give it to? Us? Terrible place for burials, though. If there's a landslide, they'd be swimming with the fishes, like in
Still a little
Alligator.
too soon. Still a little too soon.
Nah, it's never soon enough. Nice new ringtone.
Hello? Eva here. We're on our way.
New patient?
New patient.
Let's roll.
I wanted him to put sunglasses on. What the fuck was it?
You put our sunglasses?
So, wait, were they in...
Alright, now we can just chat.
Hey!
It is a beautiful game. I like it. I also, as I said, there's a question, like, it raises an interesting question, because until the very end there was kind of, like this theme of the things that are hard for us are hard, but they're beautiful because they make the things that are good for us good. And at the end, that kind of gets turned on its head, right?
A little bit.
Because, like, you know, there's that whole thing of, like, at the end, it is really sad what happens to River and him. But it doesn't erase their happy memories. And, like, in high school, his happy memories with her and all that stuff. And now those are just kind of, well, as I said, not gone, because essentially they're reconstructed as something that's happier for them now. But, like, it's also kind of like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
I get that. So the thing is, there's that ethical debate about whether or not what their job is in the first place is even a right thing to do. Because you are, no matter how their job is done, they have to override the original memories to create what the person wants for their end-of-life memory instead.
Yeah.
Rita?
But
no, I get that.
But doing that brings up the question of what happens to the original memories. Does that really is it really ethical to erase somebody's original memories? And that's part of the issue as well with the beta blockers. They're basically a version of that where by giving them to Johnny when he was younger, he forgot about having a brother his entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he avoided the pain of losing the brother, theoretically.
Mm-hmm. I almost feel like this game is trying to remind you, like, because it's a satisfying ending, and yet it's kind of dissatisfying all at the same time.
Yeah, well, and I mean,
At the end.
I mean, then there's also the fact that it's like, this is a bunch of shit. They made up, well, not a bunch of shit. They made up a bunch of, they made up a memory that doesn't actually exist.
Like, the first half of his life is essentially made up, leading to the happy bits with River, which is
Well, even
wonderful.
then, those later parts
but
are made up
sad.
too. River was dead by the time that manor was finished, but they rewrote it to have the manor be made earlier in their life, for one, and for two, that River would live through whatever illness took her.
Yeah. It is sweet that Lily gets that Lily and the kids get the house.
That was the other thing that I was going to point out is, while we can have that debate about whether it was ethical to override Johnny's memories like that, the thing is, it never did take away from how his life was really lived, what he really did.
Yeah. And he did wonderful things for Lily and her family. To be honest, that'd be such a nice story to read too, right? Like, the way that this guy has, he's had a wonderful past, but also a traumatic past. And after he gets over the trauma, or still, he never really gets over the trauma, but after he overcomes his struggle about his wife passing, he takes someone in who needs support and makes his wife's dream of the house something beautiful for someone else. With kids, which it's implied that they kind of wanted but never got, kind of thing too.
Yeah, before River fell ill, I remember they went to the hospital, and basically, I think there was a scene where they said kids were basically out of the question.
Yeah. So it kind of and that's why I'm saying it almost feels nicer to fulfill his dream in real life. But I almost feel like the game is trying to point that out to us, if that makes sense. It's almost like the game wants us to feel, it does a very good job of being satisfying while also being dissatisfying.
I agree with that. I left the experience feeling mostly satisfied. The thing is, though, no experience that leaves you completely satisfied is going to be remembered. It has to leave you with something where you want a little more from it, if you're going to remember it after that,
That's true.
Yep. My parents always say that on vacation. They're like, oh, it's good. We left wanting a little bit more. Not left wanting to get the heck out of the place. But yeah, no, I mean, I did still find it beautiful. And I did still, as I said, the part that made me tear up, I noticed something about myself, actually. The parts that made me tear up most weren't the, big reveal parts or the sad parts. They were just the quiet, happy moments. The part that made me tear up wasn't when they, got River out of his memory. I was that just made me mad. The part that made me tear up was when he and River are spending time on the moon, spending time looking at the moon, and he doesn't remember that memory. Or when he and River are just beautifully happy together. But that's going to be sad. But it doesn't make the happy moment any less happy. And there's something beautiful about that. And there's something sad about that. And that's why Pixar makes good films.
Plug for Pixar.
No, but there's actually I forget the name of the film, the thing I was watching, but it's a music thing you can do too, right? If you have music that's happy and you play it in a sad moment, it has that much stronger of an effect. And that's why every Pixar film makes you cry, right? Because Joy has that theme. Bum bum ba da 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 da, and it plays in that moment when Joy is just completely lost, and it's oh. Or they did the same thing.
That kind of vague echo of there were better days, and maybe they can come back again, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Soul does that too. Soul has a more abstract theme for that. Even, I'm not sure if Nemo does that. Up does that. Up has the theme for na 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 na. and it'll play
don't,
that.
Don't sing too much of them because I don't want to deal with copyright.
There we go. We'll just bleep me out. But
I'll just make everything you sing otter squeaks.
Like, squeak,
Squeak,
squeak.
but like then they play that at various different emotional moments, and it's like, oh. But yeah, I do like that when memories are beautiful and are happy, but are sad.
Mm-hmm. And so this is the other thing with like To the Moon in general was at the end there, the thing that like made me have emotional moments was going through and knowing how it all went through and what all the memories were. So like Johnny taking the hacky sack and throwing that out into the sea when River gave it back to him and said, if you don't remember what this is, just toss it. And Johnny tossed it without a care. And he couldn't tell how much that broke River's heart right then and there.
Yep.
That he threw it out into the sea. The first gift that he ever gave her was the platypus and that hacky sack.
Yeah.
And
him not recognizing the platypus too.
And not recognizing the rabbit either. That was the thing that she kept trying in her final days to get him to remember so desperately.
Mm.
Because
Like,
she
also,
you were
What's
saying, Hannah?
this? Yeah. She kept asking him, "What's this?"
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And like that, just going through and going back again a second time around, that is kind of heartbreaking to see and understand River's motivations, because she almost seems like she's crazy your first time through. Like, why is she doing any of this? This makes no sense. But when you know her actual reasons and motivations for everything, it becomes a tragedy in a way towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I love about it is Johnny's view of her is so good, so kind-hearted that when she got removed and put into a different area, she still came back to to NASA later because Johnny had faith that she would be there. He believed in her that much. That's why Ava pointed that out. This wasn't a public version of her. This was Johnny's version of her.
I didn't think of that. Yeah, so she comes back not because he's rewriting memories, but because his memories of her are so powerfully happy.
He believed that she could do it, that she would join him there, and that they would reunite on the moon. And Ava, that's why she said, I'm willing to take that bet. I'm going to fulfill the contract that we were supposed to do, but I'm also taking the bet that she will be there so we can fulfill not only the contract that we were supposed to do, but also fulfill Johnny's real desire, which was to have River again.
I always believed in myself.
Hey, what are
Very
you
good,
guys'
Dr.
thoughts?
Rosaline.
I know that Morgan, Sam, and Matt, you guys haven't said much yet, so...
I wasn't really part of the To the Moon cast, so I was
Funny enough,
just...
you were actually in the first video. I don't think you knew that, but you were a part of the first video.
Yeah, I was just there, just watching.
I thought it was a nice story, and like, some of the beats, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, and then when everyone's like, she's taking away River, I'm like, no, it's not really. She's just putting River's gonna. I had a feeling River was gonna come back.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I did find it interesting how you two connected straight away to your characters. You had full confidence in Ava, while DJ was very, very much aligned with Neil on the, no, what the hell are you doing?
He was
Why
like,
are you
I'm
doing
so
this?
mad. He's like, I'm so mad at Eva.
I mean, when I had time to think about it a week, like 2 weeks later, I'm like, Hannah, I feel like River's gonna meet up with him in the new memory. Like I did, it did take me like a week of going, I think it will work out.
But yeah, like that was the sad thing, is that we had to take that week break, unfortunately. But if we hadn't, I think that you would have been more impacted by the fact that she showed back up again.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have had that time to cool down and think about it and go, wait a minute.
yeah. If we didn't have that 2-week break,
I I did still smile.
Oh, of course. The thing is, this is the thing that also broke my heart a little bit, going through this again. So, at the very end, Johnny's heart is flatlining and everything, and we get to see his literal final memory is just him holding River's hand as the shuttle is taking off. That's his final memory. It's just holding her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
That
fun.
also made me smile. Because it's a very, like, soft game, if that makes sense.
Like soft.
Soft, like... It's tender, right? It's not like... You're not battling monsters. You're not... You're not, like, the story isn't, like... Hero of the ages, come save the day.
The fate of the world rests in your hands.
But, like, right, like, even Undertale, it's like, oh, gosh, this world needs you. This is, like, help an old man with his life, and...
Yeah. I mean, there is the tension of he could die at any moment, but that is the one area of a little bit heightened sense of urgency. But otherwise, yes, it's very sweet and tender.
It's very intimate for a video game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was very touching. Heck, it'd be intimate for a movie, though it wouldn't work as a movie. It's very much needs the video game form. But, like, same story put in the format of a movie, it'd be a very intimate movie.
Yeah.
But something about it being a video game makes it even more intimate.
And that's the thing, is it being a video game, I prefer it as that video game, because whenever you translate anything to another medium, you lose something in the process for how it was originally presented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, like, making a video game into a movie, or making a movie into a video game, something's lost. A piece of, like,
Correct.
what made it special tends to disappear.
See, Undertale, the musical!
You didn't like the musical?
Actually, I did. That's the funny thing. But that's, like, online. If you saw, like, could you imagine putting in, like, a full 2-act stage on Broadway?
Yeah, but I mean, oh yeah, that's true, yeah.
It just wouldn't work.
And that's the thing, is that the people who made Undertale the musical did their damnedest to, like, make sure it matches much of the spirit of the original, like, game. But I won't be around the bush. Something is still lost in that translation. It's still a really good game. It's a really good musical, but you can't keep everything that made the game special because of that.
Well, yeah. Well, and part of it is, like, of course, you're the one in the game. You're the one making those decisions.
Yeah, like the Judgment Hall doesn't work in the musical as compared to the game.
Because it's like if you're with something like a musical, you are watching it. Most of the time, musical formats does not allow the viewer to have the choice on what direction the story is going to go.
Done in the style of Rocky Horror, where, like, the audience can shout out to the characters on stage, "Kill him! Take Papyrus's head!"
Oh God!
And then you just see the poor child playing the human, just going, like, looking at the audience and, like, tears in their eyes, like, "No, I really don't want to."
Oh, that just sounds so awful.
Or giggling as they do it, one or the other.
Maniacally laughing as they, like, just beat over the other actor.
Sounds more like it. But yeah, no, that's part of what I liked about this game is there was something intimate about walking through his memories and finding those objects in his memories, right? There's something like...
That reminds me of something that I've always loved within stories. So, you were talking earlier about how, like, other games are like, you guys save the world. And the thing is, saving the world is such a nebulous concept that it doesn't really click for a lot of people. But when you make the story save a world instead, it suddenly clicks a lot more. When you know what it is that's on the line, whether it's just, like, one person's memories, like a cafe that you care about nearby, when it's saving a world or saving something in particular, the story, the message clicks so much better, and it's so much easier to latch onto.
Well, and that makes sense. That's why you have Hobbiton and even something as epic as The Lord of the Rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
They're not saving Middle-earth. They're saving the Shire.
Well, that's part of what they're saying. That's a saving. And even though Hobbiton is such, well, compared to a lot of other things probably considered to be way insignificant, it's not. You grow an attachment to it because Frodo and Bilbo and Sam and have that attachment to it.
You know what else was beautiful about this story, actually? Watching the relationship happen backwards. Somehow, they made something you knew was not going to go well. They somehow made you care about those sweet moments more. Right? So, like, you knew what was going to happen for them, and yet it made the sweet moments somehow sweeter, not sadder. Which was kind of... See, I'm tearing up again.
No, I agree with that. Like, there's moments like them all gathered together, just eating at a little cafe with Isabelle and Nick, and you know after this, River's about to get her diagnosis that she's going to die soon. But that kind of peaceful, carefree moment beforehand is so nice.
Well, and like, their thing on the one that hit me hardest, and it was really weird that it hit me hardest, but like, when they're happy, when they're happy about the house, and even though you know that the house is going to be a source of so much pain, it's still wonderful. And then before that, you see that, yes, this house is actually that meaningful to her because this lighthouse is meaningful for her, because this lighthouse is meaningful for them. And then it's like something about telling the story backwards makes those joyful moments, like, you become more attached to them in that moment. I remember I was like, I need to hug you, Hannah. We're happy right now, and I'm gonna hug you and my puppy, and I'm gonna curl up in a ball of contented sadness.
Alright, before I
Like, that's
forget,
basically what I did.
Morgan, I don't think we heard you say what you thought about the game.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't here for most of it.
Well, that's
I don't
fine.
have a lot of opinions. But you guys are all making some very good points, and I just enjoy listening.
Alright. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure I gave everyone a chance to say their thoughts, because I know DJ and I tend to be very, very talkative when it comes to thoughts.
And that's fine. It's clear you guys have a lot of feelings, and that's okay.
My feelings are too much.
I do also, though, have a generally dominant personality, and I always feel bad for introverts when I'm around them, because I'm always like, wait, did I overshadow the introvert?
I learned how to debate, and I basically am like, oh, you're talking a lot? Hey, I'm going to talk with you now and figure out if we agree or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the other thing I want to do before we wrap up this all is it's time to finally talk about Kingston and Bella.
So we're playing a an amazing game that might actually become a video game at some point, soon-ish, whenever Alan makes it a video game.
Not soonish, but yeah.
Later-ish.
Whenever studies allow him the time.
Yes. And we're playing high school kids. And of all of the characters in this game, Kingston is the best character.
Oh,
He is the most lovable character.
So we have
He's
4
the
players
character
here,
with
and
the...
three of them are already bristling at DJ saying that.
He is the character with the deepest storyline and the most talent you see. And he really is really helpful for the team too.
Telepathy, sure. Right.
Oh,
Kingston,
Kingston is obnoxious, thinks too highly of himself.
I was gonna say he is kind of full of himself.
And is
Constantly
sweet.
questions Bella's decisions and, ideas. Is obnoxious. Wasn't he obnoxious already? I think I did.
He respects Bella. Bella just shoots small children.
Okay, no, you're not allowed to say that without explaining. You have to explain that they're not actually children, they are monsters.
Yes. No. Bella's not a psychopath.
And I'm not
Bella's actually a very sweet person.
I'm not saying that they're like, oh, rude monsters. Because remember, there's going to be people listening to this later on. These aren't like, oh, children are monsters. I love children. What I'm talking about is these are literal monsters within my in-game world pretending to be children. So
Correct.
That's why Bella is very prone on the, hey, I'm not going to let the monsters hurt or kill real people.
Correct. And Kingston actually does respect that about her. It's just the way Alan has set up the game, if I may compliment you, Alan, is that like the dungeons are designed to mess with the psyches of the characters, and so Kingston and Bella fight that in exactly opposite ways. So Kingston, though he is obnoxious, tries to bring out like the nicest things he can. Like he'll try to be like, yeah, I know this is a monster trying to kill us, but I think I should be nice to it. And Bella's like, dude, this is trying to kill us.
It's like, do you not remember the Armageddon game?
Yeah.
So the best way to explain it is Kingston approaches battles from like the Undertale perspective of, oh, I should probably try and spare as many monsters as I can. While Bella comes at it from the perspective of a standard RPG of, I should be fighting things, taking them out because they are threats. And in all honesty, neither of them are fully correct, but neither of them are fully wrong either. I have some monsters in there that the only way to solve that is to actually battle them. Some monsters can be spared, but you don't have to spare them. But it might be good too for some of them.
Yep. And in some of them, it's actually bad to spare them because it can run you into more problems, or it can actually piss off the main boss, that sort of thing. Kingston was nice, and so each of the characters have dungeons. Kingston was nice to the monsters in Bella's dungeon, and her monsters did not take nicely to this.
No.
Considering the dungeon's name was Warzone, maybe you shouldn't try to make friends in a war zone, was my hint that I gave you.
I mean, I will play a character to the death, even if it means playing it to the death.
But yeah.
But no.
Aven just tries to make monsters as minions.
Yes.
It does.
To also explain, there are 8 players total. I'm trying to think about if there's anyone in our play group that isn't in our recordings and everything.
Sam, I don't know if he is.
He's in some of the recordings. He's not in as often because he doesn't usually want to be recorded. So,
I'm trying to think.
There you go. Thank you. The one and only person who's not in our recordings, because Andrew is, Zach is, and then obviously you 4 are here.
Yep.
And then technically another person who I'm not going to name was part of the... There's actually 2 people who I'm not going to name who are part of the beta, but have never been in our recordings either. But they're great friends. Yeah. I'm just not going to name them because I don't know if they're okay with being named or not.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, no, so Kingston, Bella, they actually... Kingston doesn't know this, but player character DJ does. Bella has a big old crush on Kingston. And it kind of fits them perfectly because they have that kind of like one true hate, but they care about each other so much. They just drive each other mad.
Absolutely.
Like they would so I think they would both go opposite of their character too to protect the other person. Like Kingston would beat the snot out of a monster if it tried to hurt Bella. And Bella would be nice to a monster if it meant protecting Kingston. That's the funniest thing about their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they're fun.
So yes, funny enough, Kingston matches up very well with Dr. Neil Watts. Bella matches up very well with Dr. Ava Rosaline. Neil is very much like the kind of being a snarky kid, but he is got a heart of gold also at the end of the day, and he does focus much more on what is the true emotional want of that person, while Ava is, we have a contract that we were supposed to fulfill, we have to prioritize that. I wish we could still do the nice thing too, and I'm going to try and get the nice thing in there, but I do know if we don't get this contract fulfilled, we're getting sued to hell.
Yep. And I mean, it's almost word for word how they were acting. It was a little scary.
Yep.
The other thing that I wanted to point out to you guys is, while in our game, Bella's the one with the crush on Kingston, here, it's actually Neil with the crush on Ava, if you hadn't noticed.
Oh, absolutely.
I did.
He-
it.
He reaches out to at the end. You guys thought they high-fived. He
No,
reached
I
out for a hug, and she slapped him away.
Yep.
Oh my god.
She's like, "This is a professional relationship,"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oops."
Yeah, because I thought he was going, like, it was like they were giving each other, like, 5.
Actually, I'm going to give
Yeah, I
you a
thought they
small
were gonna like
spoiler.
hold hands.
Yeah.
In other games, they reveal that they've actually been friends since high school. When Ava said, "I shouldn't have helped you cheat on the exam," she meant it. They'd known each other since high school.
Oh my god.
Oh, that adds a lot to his feelings about, oh my gosh, that actually adds a whole nother layer to his feelings about River and
Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has a big old crush on
And Eva.
That's why he's yelling at Johnny to ask River out already.
Mm-hmm.
He wish he had done that.
Oh man. And he says, oh, and she says something like, "Wouldn't it be nice to still have friends from high school?"
Oh my gosh.
That feels so bad for him.
I don't, but I also want to give him a hug. Actually, I want to give pretty much everyone in this game a hug, which is great. Like, all of the characters were lovable, very lovable. And actually, we've been listening to the music in the background for this entire conversation, and I have zero regrets about that.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm
actually-
planning on keeping the Bandcamp link here on screen the entire time for people in
Yeah.
the future, because, yeah, I would buy the soundtrack if I hadn't
I
already.
would too. I might. Well, and I guess the other thing that made this soundtrack so meaningful was the way this theme, the theme we're listening to now, played into all those different moments that were so important. And it's the song he composed, right? And then it also plays into the end, right? Because the kids are playing this song he composed for River. So the kids are sort of, if I may, kind of like the rightful heirs to that place. And
Yeah,
he even says
Tommy
when
and
he
Sarah.
buried, yeah, and he even says when he buries River, he goes, "I wonder who will look after me," and I mean, Lily and the kids will.
Yep. Well, he didn't even say, "Yeah, look after me." He said, "Look after us."
Yeah, and Lily and the kids 100% will. And now actually Lily has seen at least part of his memories now too. So Lily knows just how important River is.
Yeah, I do. I wish that there was actually a little bit more in like his later years, showcasing his relationship with Lily as well, because that would have been nice to see why he viewed Lily so nicely and everything. We get it and everything, but it would have been nice to have that as like that little extra emphasis of him finding a little bit of solace with that. But it also, I guess, would have gone against the message of him feeling incomplete without River.
Correct.
Sure.
But I that's the theme that I leaned heavy into on this one, is that like beauty and pain. Right? Like the fact that he misses River doesn't make River disappear. It helps him do something beautiful for Lily and her family.
Oh yeah.
And when Lily has also been through pain, right? Because Lily lost her husband. And it's a non-sexual relationship, but both of them are in pain and both of them make each other's lives better because of that. And stories that do that are just beautiful to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any final thoughts then before we wrap this up?
Nope.
All right. Then I have the last little bit of good news. So there is 2 more games in the series. Finding Paradise is next, and then the third game is Imposter Factory. And they're going to make more games in the future as well. Imposter Factory still isn't the end.
Nice.
It's so wonderful. I
But
want
there's
it.
also mini-sodes.
Mini-sodes?
Yes, To the Moon has 2 little mini-sodes that showcase the everyday work life of Ava and Neil.
Oh, yeah.
Yes!
It'll just be Sam and I bickering with each other.
Wasn't there one point where we were like, huh? Like, because they keep referring to, like, well, like, whatever they were going through is, like, they're just moments where you're just, like, questioning, well, what does a regular workday look like for them? Like, what does it normally look like whenever they go in and, like, change somebody's memories?
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, apparently Johnny was a half bleep, I guess.
Okay, I'll bleep it then.
Was a squeak and a half.
Squeak and a half for them to go back through and actually, like, make edits to his memory.
Oh yeah, so that's the beauty is those 2 little mini-sodes are going to cover that. There's a third mini-sode that's supposed to occur later as well.
Nice.
But yeah, for now, I think this is it. I think we should say goodbye for To the Moon.
All right.
Hope everyone enjoyed.
Goodbye.
Bye.